Hi guys. So in February of this year, 2020, I reached my 5th anniversary of living here in Peru. And there have been a lot of things that I've been wanting to share all these years about what it's like to live in Peru, answering questions like what do you miss the most, what do you like the most, etc., or what was culture shock like, etc. And there have been a lot of reasons why I haven't really focused on sharing those things. Number one, it just takes a lot of energy just to get used to living in a new country. Um, so in the first few years, especially, first 2 or 3 years, my energies were really uh, focused on that, on on learning how to survive in this new country, and also trying to do my ministry. And a lot of other things just kind of fall on the back burner. And the another thing was recognizing that I have a goal for being here, fulfilling a certain ministry and teaching that the Lord has given me. And so while I know how everyone wants to hear what it's like to live in a new country, something that I always have felt is important is that we as missionaries share what is the job that we actually do. I like to know what when missionaries go. It's interesting to hear about what it's like to live there, and I think that always catches our attention. But I always really like to know what is it that you're doing. How do you feel your ministry is going? What have been the successes and obstacles, and how can we pray for you in that? Um, because that's the reason that the missionaries are there. So I've always tried to kind of focus on those things. But now that I've been here for 5 years, I feel much more like I know how to survive here. Nilton and I have gotten to settle down a little more. I wanted to share with you guys a series of videos on 5 years in Peru. So anyways, this video will specifically be about, I'm titling it, Some Things That Used to Be New But Are Now Normal, which means they now feel like home. So that's a long title, but there's some things that I didn't really get the chance to share about in the beginning, and they felt so new and interesting. But now when I go visit the States and come back to Peru, when I feel these things or see these things or experience these things, it feels like home. It feels like something that is normal. The first one is walking everywhere. So when I first got here, I remember there was another missionary couple here at the seminary, and they took me out walking to go to find a dresser so that I would have some furniture in my apartment. And I think we walked for 20 minutes to get to one of the furniture stores, and I just remember feeling so tired. um, I don't think I was in horrible shape, but I wasn't used to walking everywhere, and so we walked for 20 minutes, bought something, and then walked back, and I think we took a taxi back. But anyways, now it feels completely normal to have to walk to the grocery store every day or every couple of days just to buy things fresh. Also, distances that I used to think were very long now just feel like normal walking distance for me. So walking 20 minutes to go downtown to change money isn't that big of a deal, or walking to go buy some cleaning supplies for the seminary or to make copies isn't really that big a deal anymore. Another thing is taking public transportation. In the beginning, it was extremely overwhelming. First, you have to know which bus or van or car or taxi or whatever you should take to get where you're going. And then also, something that I think you don't think of if you live here, but for me as a non-native Spanish speaker, I was like, okay, when I know I need them to leave me on that corner, like, how do I say that? Because sometimes I would say, oh, please leave me here, and they'd be like, do you mean this or do you mean this? And so I really had to listen to how the local folks would give instructions to the bus driver on where to leave them. And that was overwhelming in the beginning. Like, okay, my gosh, am I going to say this right? Are they going to think I'm some crazy foreigner? Or, just not wanting to stick out like a sore thumb. And so now I know a little bit more of like how to say this and how to say that. And that has helped make public transportation a little less overwhelming and just feel a little bit more like a local. And now it's kind of funny because I feel, you know, whenever I see foreigners on the bus here, I'm like listening to see what they say and feeling like I'm part of the local life here. Also, public transportation here. Another thing is that feels more normal now, that felt really like crazy in the beginning, is being hit with people's bags and getting squished as the bus fills with more people, even though it already seemed like the standing room was already filled with 2 times more people than it should have been when you got on. So that's something that feels a little more normal now, to get on and the bus is already full, but then people just keep getting on, and that just kind of feels like, okay, just get squished, it's all right, you'll get off eventually, and squish people just to get out. So those walking everywhere and taking public transportation. Another thing are street vendors. You can literally find anything that you can imagine being sold on the street. Do you need shoelaces or a battery or a CD or trash bags, fruit, matches, a snack, a broom handle, or even a bra strap? There's just everything is sold on the street. Obviously, there's also stores you can go to, but I've learned to walk through the downtown and see all these things being sold and not be as overwhelmed by it, but also take advantage of it. If I'm walking downtown to get something done and I see someone selling trash bags, I know the seminary needs trash bags, I can take advantage of that and buy it from that person. Also, we have a little guy who has a little cart on the corner, one of the corners in our neighborhood. He comes every day at 11 and he sells peanuts and pineapple slices and coconuts and snacks, and a lot of those things come in from the jungle, and before it was just so special and weird. Now it just feels like normal, you know, to see that guy and to be able to grab a pineapple or a coconut or something like that if I want it. So street vendors, and another aspect is just the availability of things to purchase. So in the States, I hadn't realized how many things are open 24 hours and how easy it is. You know, it's 11 o'clock and you just finished studying for something or preparing something and you want a snack. In the States, I could go to a fast food place or even go to Walmart and buy something to prepare myself a meal if I want to. But here things close. Grocery stores close early, but well, there's a certain aspect to that. Like in our neighborhood, the grocery stores will close early, and you know everything's closed then. But then there's other things that are open really late. Like in downtown, the restaurants will be open until really late because people are out really late. But if you want something like from a grocery store, you have to wait till the next day. So I've learned there's certain times when you just have to go without, or just accept that, okay, well, I won't have that tonight, I'll just have to get it tomorrow. Also, there being less options. Everything is available at our fingertips in the States. Walmart, Amazon, I hadn't realized how easy it was to get whatever you wanted and it be exactly what you wanted. And there's so often that here there's so many less options. So you'll go to the bookstore to buy a journal or a notebook, and you know, I'm used to thinking I want it to be just like this or look like this, and being able to find that. But here, maybe you go and the only like notebook has little hearts all over it and a couple holding hands, and you didn't really want that, but it's the only one that matches what you need, so you get it and you're happy. And I've realized that in a way, having less options is less overwhelming, because sometimes you'll go to the store and you want to get that notebook and you sit there, or at least this happened to me a lot in the States, you sit there and there's like 20 options and you're like, well, do I get this one or do I get this one? What are the pros and cons? And you spend there overwhelmed and take time and energy to make that decision. But here you go and they only have this and it's the closest thing, so you get it and you just kind of feel happy that you got it, and it kind of relieves you from those decision-making things. And also, if you go and they don't have what you need and nowhere has what you need, you just have to be okay with that. And so that's been kind of a great lesson in accepting what is available and not needing to always have exactly what you have in mind.